Alright, guys. Let's go, let's go. How's everyone doing today? How does it feel to be liberated? Liberation Day. Alright, so the aftermath is a bit steeper than I thought. But even throughout of that, I feel like, oh, okay, Jimmy is holding up pretty well. Now, of course, there's quite a bit of positive news. Again, they could still bring it down. I can't stress this enough. I feel like, I keep saying this over and over again. But look at the price, you guys. The price action doesn't really trade on news currently. And it's very suspicious to me that that is happening. And I was thinking, like, when was the last time that this happened where positive news doesn't give GME that positive price action? And of course, I equate that area to this time period over here, where you see a lot of a positive right here. I mean, this earning was knocked out of the park. On top of that, they have Bitcoin announcement. On top of that, not only that, they have the bond completion. I don't know, you guys. Like, I feel like something is going on to the upside. That's why, again, I'm so bullish. Like, despite all of the, nonsense that people are trying to, portraying, the trade as somewhat, destructive and all that stuff. Look, I'm not denying that the price comes down. But we've been knowing, okay, that those tech company has been overpriced for a very long time. And to say that, oh, all of a sudden the tariffs is the reason why, that's bullcrap. We know that. The market has been overpriced for 2 years. Like, even Warren Buffett know this, right? And even Brian Cohen knows this too. So today we see a lot of like hinting. It's like, he's been hinting like crazy. So there's 2 tweets today that I was going to talk about. But before that, so let's say, hey Matt, what's up? Hey, Carter. Anyway, so that period, it feels familiar to me, right? And of course, nothing is familiar. Like, it's gonna work out the same way. But I feel like this region right here, and this is what I had yesterday. Kind of the similarity of the drop after earnings, right? And then the long drawn out, to try to tiring people out. And again, today should have, like after hours should have done something. But for some reason, it's just going to be dragging out. So how long is it going to be? Well, technically, if you want to measure this to this, next May 5th. There you go. May 2nd. Whatever, right? It could be next week as well. But the time is running out for these people. Who are these people? I don't know. Who bet on the demise of this company? Lots of people. Okay. Even right now, I'm sure they're gonna try to short it too, right? Thinking that, oh, Bitcoin is going down, crypto is risky, whatever the narrative is. But again, guys, I'm telling you, this is potent, very potent. And if you bearish on this, I don't know, like, I don't know what planet, you should be on at that at that moment in time. But again, I've been holding this company for a long time, and I've been kind of wouldn't say tiring of holding. It's more like tiring of giving people the down low on things, right? there's a lot of discussion that I have personally with somebody that, very close to me, that disagree vehemently. I'm telling you, like we've talked about this all the time. And, kind of very opposite point of view. But I do understand, the negative point of view of this particular company. But I think the reason why it's so negative, it's not because of the balance sheet at all. It's just that they don't see the future of the company as it stands today. It's hard to understand that for me in my perspective because maybe I'm just too biased. I need some help, you guys. I need some help. So today it's just going to be about negativity about this stock. So, and it's going to be difficult for me to even do that because maybe I do have a problem, right? So, I don't know, you guys. I can't be negative. So maybe that's my problem, right? Too. Goodness. But everything about this company has been bullish since this time. Since this time even. So how can I come up with anything negative? I guess I could come up with the angle of it being manipulated like left and right so that not many people would want to jump in because of the manipulation alone. I guess you could say that the option chain is just way too rich with just manipulation on the option chain as well, where they would drop the IV as low as possible when so many people are betting up and down and all that stuff, so that the call size would never win. Because of the price action, right? It hasn't done anything. And so again, that's the tactic that I've noticed for quite some time being in this company. And that's why, again, with call options and all that stuff, I know how risky it is. But of course, I still bet on it, right? Thankfully, I haven't lost anything. I only lost time per se, but it really teach me a lot. I still have my call. I just rolled it to June right now. So a couple of days ago, I still have April, but with today, fear, I just feel like, okay, let's trim some while you're still ahead. So I finally sell my April call, actually yesterday, because the announcement was like, yeah, I bet they're gonna try to bring it down even more. So kind of prepared for that. I didn't buy any puts because I didn't think that it was going to be this bad, right? In hindsight, I should have on SPY just to play one contract. But yeah, that would have been a good call. And even then, again, unless sudden movement come crashing down so quickly in one day, your put might not even make money because due to the volatility that it require for you to be in profit. But anyway, I forgot where I go with this, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, messaged a YouTuber today. Oh, which one? Which one? Was it me? I did message him today. Let's see. I did have him right here. So repost it. I repost this one. Who did he message? I wonder. Let's listen. Ryan, like... Oh my god. I love you guys. CEO. Actually, I don't know what his view on gay people is, but people need to be allowed to be who they are. So I I hope he's okay with that. But again, the problem is not, the differences of people, how they live their lives. It's more so, um, how many people would love to love this country versus other, right? I don't know. The supportive thing. But I think somebody make this correlation with the rainbow chart. I don't know if I had it on here. With Bitcoin, I showed it before. But let's see. I didn't post it, huh? No clue where I posted. Okay. No. So let's look at this post right here. I was kind of baffled too with this post. I'm like, yeah, how can it how can it not move an inch, So with this one, I said, okay, let me get this right. Jimmy, what? Jimmy, GameStop has a CEO who had take no salary, bought all of the shares that he owned right here, and again with his own money, right? No rewarded share, nothing, didn't accept anything, and then you have this amount of cash on a fire sale right now. And exploring Bitcoin on the balance sheet, right? Posting Warren Buffett comparison, which he did today, right? And then the investor relation kind of resemble Berkshire Hathaway, okay? And then also today, he bought more shares, huh? I mean, 500,000. People are going to be like, oh, he only buy 500,000? It's like, well, he's only believing it this much, I guess, right? Well, he's a billionaire, right? Why wouldn't he buy billions of shares already? Like, in due time, he might. But right now, he put 10. That's still a lot of money. The average cost was like 21. It's crazy. His nickname the last private offering as a Project Rocket. And people are still bearish. This means bearish. So yeah, and on top of that, you have Growing Kitty too. So again, there's a lot of good things that is happening, and we all know this, right? But I feel, again, a sense of just the destruction because of the tariffs, and that's gonna be the narrative for the next couple of weeks. I don't perceive this lasts for the next week or two at all, especially with this stock, right? And again, there's a sense of urgency for me to be like, any minute now. Because it's just way too quiet, like way too quiet, suspiciously. No apparent reason whatsoever. Jackie, the backholder of coals. Watch. Okay. Yeah, I don't watch that guy anymore. I just feel like, whatever. That's his channel, and not really into it in that sense. I used to watch him a lot because he was the only one that cover GME price live, right? So kind of keep track of the GME price, that's all. But then just grow tired of him. Okay, so Bitcoin tariff scares buy Bitcoin, not sell. Company holding Bitcoin will thrive. Yeah, of course. Like, again, you guys, like, for those of you who are bearish in this company, I know you might not see the vision, but I assure you, he's planning to do something great for this company. And the hint is, of course, Berkshire Hathaway style of investment. So And that's why I caution people, to not be short-term minded. And if you're here for a trade, then don't be angry if the price doesn't move. You were here for a trade, so do trade. I trade other stock if you don't want to trade. If you feel so inclined to stay in this stock, you might not get that volatility that you're looking for a couple of months ago, right? And then short-term mind thinking as well, where the CEO is so gung-ho at telling you, hey, I'm here for the long haul. Are you in? Are you buckle in? Are you buckle up? Are you going to be prepared for the next turbulence, right? And so with all the hints in the world, people are still so blinded, by the fear, by the uncertainty of, oh, what if it doesn't happen? It's exhausting. Very exhausting. And, at work didn't feel good either. Just something else that happens. But I'm like, work is work. I guess keep it at work. Don't even care about that. All right. Happy Thursday. What's up? Okay. Because I can. Okay. People are saying hi. But yeah, so there's a activity of tweeting again. So every time Ryan Cohen tweets, right? I feel like he has a kind of like, oh, he's done something already, where he felt like, okay, there's let's play on on X and just troll a little bit here. So that's how I guess he decompressed from work, and it's refreshing to to kind of see that, because I'm thinking it's like and then I know I don't usually reveal my position, but for some reason today I felt the need to. So there you go. This is my Roth long-term, bag over here. I'm saving a couple of, share over here, where my average is 34, and I'm still, of course, I'm gonna add more, but again, I want to do tax first within this fiscal year because I might make too much based on the trade and all that stuff. But that's for me to be seen, obviously. So hopefully this fiscal year I'm going to be able to add more to this position. But yeah, this is my long term. This is always my long term hold. I'm hoping to add a little bit more just to go over the 2,000. But yeah, this is it. I'm telling you. And not to say that, oh, I have more, I have less, or anything like that. It's more that I'm convicted and I'm long term. I put it in my Roth. That's it. And like I said, I have 30 years to think about this, even removing it. Not to say that I'm only keep the whole position here if the price spike, right? But I will always hold something. So anyway, so with that, I saw Larry Chain tweet today as well, hinting strong balance sheet. Of course, we have strong balance sheet. Okay. This is the most important things that we've been able to do so far. Profitability, we have that. The next one would be revenue growth. So the top list, I feel like that's on the menu right now. Okay. And perhaps the reason why he put it on this list right now is because we are going to ramp up that, that thing. So again, it says here 5 key financial pillars for a business to prosper, okay, in the good times and to weather the bad time. Okay, so we are weathering the bad time right now and we'll still prosper. Okay, good times comes, we're prospering. I mean, come on. Crazy, huh? Anyway, and there you go. So that's that on my tweets. Okay, so let's go on with the news today. Hey Jesus, what's up? What's up? So, Paul Atkin got confirmed. This is good. Okay, good for crypto, good for hopefully, naked shorting like crazy, right? Over leveraging or whatever. Who knows? He might not even doing anything. Who knows, right? But they've been talking about like regulation and how during the financial crisis, 09, 08, 08, 09, he was actually the one who like was working as a commissioner then. One of the 5 commissioner and all that stuff. So he was talking about what was the mistake then and all that stuff, and he was always the one who kind of voiced the opinion that he had at the time, where the reason why it was crashing is because over leveraging, and nobody really took that, but of course like as a suggestion, but they didn't really implemented his proposal. And so because it seems as though the other commissioner was trying to place the blame on something else rather than over leveraging, okay, on the market. And over leveraging just means borrowing, but the shares rehypothecations to the max, and selling subprime mortgage loans as an investment, AAA, and all that stuff, right? Again, the deception of a sound investment was not sound, okay? Because they bundled up the worst type of loans and was rated as the best type of investment vehicle for people. So that's why the housing market crashed and all that stuff, and you know what happened. Today, the problem is that they were over leveraging based on the whole stock market itself. So that's why there's the reason for it, it's still the same, but now the problem is just like quadrillions of dollars instead of trillions of dollars. You see what I mean? So it's just getting bigger and bigger. Crazy, right? But anyway, so I'm excited for his leadership. We'll see how he's gonna fix the market, but of course we're hoping that dark pool is gonna be at least regulated and not abused, right? So who knows? He might be convinced not to do anything about the dark pool trading. And the manipulation of the lit market not being lit market, right? Perhaps again the problem is a bigger than than anything. Okay, so really I save a collection of time. Okay. Wow, that's cool. All right, so and then there was a CAT system data that was in persecution of alleged $46 million worth of front-running scheme. See, they were front-running people and then turn off the buy button during that one. So somebody has to get in trouble, right? But anyway, it's crazy. I'm babbling today. I'm sorry, you guys. Not much news. Of course, you already know all the news, so why not just rambling on nothing at all? Okay, so very excited to see that he's adding more. And I feel like, Bitcoin announcement is coming next. Of course, we're waiting on Larry Chain to add some more. He add during $11 a share. I remember that. Now Ryan Cohen bought at $21 a share at this recent buy. Very bullish for sure. Is he averaging down? I feel like that's averaging down for him. Well, technically up because he bought when it was like $4 or something before the run up. Yeah, so and then we're also waiting if Nat Turner were to add some more too. Or not, who knows? You know, he might not believe in GameStop the way that we do. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow, right? I mean, wouldn't it be a sight to see if you see Nat Turner bought in with his own money? Crazy, huh? Crazy. Okay, what else? I feel like today's gonna be a short day for sure. I don't have much to say. So should I end it here? I don't know. What do you guys think? What should I be talking about right now? Rowan Kitty, of course. Okay, Rowan Kitty's coming in. Warren Buffett style of investing. How so? Well, you know, there's a hint here. Now we all know why Warren Buffett is sitting on stacks of cash, right? We've been monitoring that pretty closely, but it's good to know that Ryan Cohen is also following that closely. So what do you think he's doing with the cash, right? Of course, he's been sitting on the cash pile because, again, along the line, the same mentality is that, hey, the market is due for a correction. So, yes, he was right to hold on cash. And we were right to hold on cash rather than spend it all on what? Expanding stores when it's nobody's wanting to buy anything or has the money to buy anything. Come on, right? So we've been through 3 years worth of just people scolding us for not using the money to do something, right? And not all in the while not realizing that today market would come to pass. You know, these people who tell you it's like, oh, the stock market should only be going up. Well, they're not really prepared for a crash ever, because that's what the gravy train that they were gonna, extend and pretend for what, 4 years, 6 years, and then, adding the national debt on top of, a taxpayer over here. And so no wonder we're so stressed out to the max over here because we can't get ahead, okay? And so every single people been working for decades on end just because they don't realize that the money and all that stuff is important to kind of study, how inflation's going to affect your way of life and how damaging it is to have 2% inflation every year. And most people are so busy, you guys, they don't really take the time, or they don't even have time to even sit down and learn about all of this. And it's not through their own fault per se. Nobody should have to go through all of that stress. And even if you understand how inflation could really ruin your way of life, you may not have the means to do anything about it, right? And again, this is the misconception that people properly feel, throughout the economy. That's why you see a lot of chaos, a lot of, angry faces. Yeah. And it's tough. I don't know how to address that honestly, all I could do is just to position myself for the right time, right place, right stock, right, investment style. I don't know. Although, I've been accused of just, mindlessly throwing a dart on the board and then just land on GME. So, okay. Smart man, cool. Um, talk about my friends if they were here telling me. I genuinely don't get it. So the bear case is that he just doesn't see that the future of GameStop is very bright, because within the last 5 years, he's seen the decline of the business itself, and that the revenue, the same, the same thing that the media has been saying, and he agreed with that. And he's a smart guy. I'm not, knocking on his understanding of the whole business line altogether here, because he's assessed this business before. In investment things, like he done pretty well for himself in investment, but he just doesn't get how GameStop could be this big thing, right? And the whole gist of it is that in the future is not as bright as I think it is. So that's all about it. It's more like data driven type thing on the earnings side of things. So my rebuttal to that was, well, Ryan Cohen's only been here for 4 years, right? So if you take into account 5 years in the past, again, 1 year worth of $1 billion loss, to take into account that wasn't his fault. And so again, when Ryan Cohen got into the company, it was in shambles. We were losing money left and right, under investment on every single facet. So, so he may be kind of like, he knew that he's gonna have to fix so much stuff, right, to make it work. And so I just think that he just come at it at that angle only, right? And for me, I invest based on so many different reasons, right? Not just the balance sheet alone. Of course, the balance sheet is the most important, and leadership is the most important as well, like even more important than the balance sheet itself, in my opinion. But also too, I'm thinking, okay, how can they improve from here? And I see improvement, right? But the improvement that he see is not as that he see now is not as good as he expected to. In his mind, it's just too slow. That he should have been expanding. Again, the same narrative, right? He should have been finding, ways to increase revenue rather than, cutting expenses. Which was, again, like that's the narrative that the media was pushing, is that, expenses to them was never a problem, because again, they love spending. They love spending the company money back then, right? Just like how the media push AMC. I mean, look, Adam Aaron looking to spend money again, even though he has no money to spend. Company's money, not his own money, obviously. And so there's no sense of fiduciary responsibility with these type of company. And so when you have this type of leadership kind of differ from the conventional company, people seem to not appreciate that. I think the reason here's the reason I feel. it's more to do with the short-term mindedness of people, right? Versus long-term, right? And people who are here for a quick, hit and go tend to feel so angry with this move. And that's the reason, like, I knew that he was here only for a short period of time. Of course, like, he saw the spike and all that stuff, which is a value for him in the short term. But and I look, I wouldn't mind if he were to sell at a spike. Like, I want that for him too. But of course, with the price coming down, of course, there's a lot of discussion there, because again, the price and his average price is very low than me, and so he has a better price point than me, and I love that. I don't mind that. I'm not jealous or anything like that, because I bought in at a good price that I thought was a good price, right? And so there's no jealousy in that at all. Good on him, right? To get it at a lower price than me. But again, the sensitivity comes from the price action only, and this is the pain point that I'm trying to kind of give people who feel so bogged down by the price action, because the price action is all it is, psychological, just to torture you, okay? And they do that very well with this stock. No wonder all of the traders out there are so frustrated, because they can't trade it. Very, very, evident. And so, and another thing too, and Roaring Kitty also talked about this as well, where he said, okay, all else is fail. You cannot even say that this company is going under anymore. So what do you do next? You beat up, you send what? You cause the negativity based on the price action. So that's the only thing that you could attack the company on, is the price action. That's it. And so, yeah. So this is perhaps the last ditch effort that they could do before they send it up, right? So, all right. I hope that kind of cleared that up a little bit here. Tupperware, it's nothing. And a doll with an overpay. Okay. Okay. You can't spend revenue. There you go. Just net profit. Exactly. Hey, Morenz, what's up? Let me catch you at my show. Oh, thank you. Wait, are you live right now? I would be so nervous, Morenz. You know me. Like, I'm comfortable over here. You have way too many people. But yeah, I'll catch you on. If you're live, I probably would be off right now too. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, that discussion is ongoing. Of course, this person is very close to my heart. So of course, we've always disagreed with GameStop, and never shied away from that. Like, if there's a good point that he brought in, but mostly it's just based on, the past performance, based on revenue, all of that. So, yeah, it's not much, just the same what the mainstream media is kind of spewing. And then the fact that it's a meme stock too, right? That's come up a couple of times. And of course, he respect my idea of, like my way of thinking, about this company, the optimistic and all that stuff. That's why he invested in it, right? That's why because normally he would not be investing in this type of company because it's too volatile for him. It's more so, he's more of like the the long-term diversification type of investor. I'm more aggressive. I would tell you that. Like, that's why I went to Bitcoin. That's the reason why. Very, short-term and high profit type thing. Now I'm a little bit more grown, right? So as I explained, long-term, 10 years or more type of deal here. And it's a lot less stressful for me. Knowing that the day trading type, yes, it may be fun, but I tell you, it's more stress than you need. If you have a job to go to, just focus on your job, bring money, and focusing on investing in anything. You don't have to put it in GameStop. No. If you believe in Nike, like today, Moran's show, you could get it at a very low price right now. So everything is on a discount. If you think of it that way, I know people just like boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Oh, stock market goes down. Oh, as if like people care about stock market all of a sudden. It's like the rest of the world doesn't really care too much, but it seems like, oh, the calamity is just, again, news hysteria. That's all it is. They're just trying to scare you out of your own position. And are you strong enough to withstand it? I mean, if you wake up tomorrow and you see GameStop at $10 a share, what are you doing? Are you going to be crying? It's like, oh my God, my position is down 50%. Wall is ending, right? No, you buy more. Ryan Cohen just buy more right now, and people are just like, I mean, what if Larry Chain add more tomorrow? What if Nat Turner add more tomorrow? What if Roy and Kitty came out and boom, YOLO update and all that stuff? So, I feel for people who are, right here. Okay. All right. Okay, you're cleaning. All right. Well, let me know if you're going live. I'm out of here. So, thank you for joining. Appreciate you always. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Look, I've gained some more subscriber and a little bit more comfortable, and I appreciate you always. Amber, I have not seen you in a while. What's up? I'll buy a ton. There you go. You see, that's the spirit right there. And of course, like again, like people won't understand why. It's like, why are you adding? The best company ever. I lived in this earth. And again, so the fear, remember I talk about the fear will outweigh your rationale sometimes, because when you see your portfolio down 80% and all that stuff, you'll be like, oh my God, I will never get the money back. And I'm telling you, I've been there with Jimmy. I've been there. So, but thank goodness I got my training from crypto. I'm telling you. And so that stuff doesn't really, scared me, the price action so much. Like, okay, I just got way too early, right? I just got in way too early. Oops, right? Because eventually I know that the company will solve itself. So I've been here for what? A little bit more, less than 4 years. Coming up June, it's going to be 4 years. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. And so in my mind, I have 5 more years to go. But in my Roth, I have 30. If it takes this company 30 years to do what I feel like it should be doing, then okay, all right, I'll wait. It's okay. Hopefully, I would be able to retire a little bit sooner. But that's the hope, right? And I have no fear in the share price going down to 10, or even how about like do its worst. I mean, the worst of the worst, bring it down here again, right? Like Amber was saying, $10. Okay, bring it on. If you're dumb enough to do that, okay. Give it to me, okay? Just like the what is it called? That Rick Shame meme. But yeah, I mean, again, the sentiment is so negative right now, even though all the news in the world that you would expect GameStop to go up. And this is exactly why I feel that the last resort that they could do to this company right now is to bring the price down. And that's all they got. Yeah, to cause that negativity, to cause that fear for the last time. And, psychology is very important, you guys. So, again, that's why I always say prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's all you could do day to day to see if sorry, I'm using a fractal over here, but so you could see, you might be close, right? Maybe in May or end of April. Who knows? I'm keep pushing the date, right? Moas is always tomorrow type thing. Okay. I'll sell organ. Well, we don't condone that. No, that's a bad thing. You and your organ is more valuable than GameStop. I don't care how low it is. You should not be doing that. But you could take up a second job. That's for sure. That would be more productive, though. You don't want to sell your organ. No, don't do it. I mean, how much can you get anyway for a kidney? Okay, so as I was saying, again, see, look, you only fight like six hedge fund over here, okay, or institution, short only, okay, and so there's only a handful. Yes, you have 22 hedge fund that are hedging, right, long and short. They have their position on both sides to take advantage of the volatility. Or lack thereof, right? They could also do what iron condor or whatever strategy that they have there. And so the majority of the institutions are long about this, right? And so this is what we're waiting for. And of course, I feel like with this conversion, with this bond issuance, more and more institutions going to try to accumulate shares, equity in this company. And that in turns going to turn short-term speculator into a long-term shareholder. Perfect, right? That's the plan all along. That's the genius of Ryan Cohen, being at the helm, okay? And it's no longer about making the company just a short-term bet. It's like he's presenting a value proposition here. It's like, hey, I have this balance sheet. I've been turning it around. Do you want it? And of course, the market comes to them, right? That's why they wouldn't, remember yesterday's show? The guy was saying, it's like they wouldn't be doing the bond if they didn't think there's no market for it. Somebody probably came to them with that bond offers, okay? And that's a good thing. Like I said, not every institution in the world are shorting GameStop. That's a misconception. Only 6 that are short only here, okay? And so, well, how about why is there less institutional investor? Well, they avoid it for so many years. Perhaps, again, they don't really understand what this company is trying to achieve, right? Because all they hear is like, oh, meme stock, don't touch it. Meme stock, don't touch it, right? Or just nobody talked to them in their circle about this company at all for whatever reason, right? Or, I mean, there's so many reasons, right? So the other reason, perhaps, is that, hey, if you short this, if you long this company, I'm cutting ties with you, type thing. So it's a group thing, right? It's like the network of people who are, talking their backs, and I scratch your back, you scratch mine type thing. So if you cross me, next time you wouldn't be in the group anymore. So again, I mean, that could be happening too. But yeah, my point is that institution is not going to sit on the sideline eventually. Of course, Brian Cohen, when I said we, Brian Cohen has to prove himself as well, that he's worthy, that he's trusted, that he could really scale this company to where it should be in the, whatever the eyes of beholders are. And because we need institution to take us seriously, we have to come with, a big bucks here, right? In terms of balance sheets and all that stuff. So why do you think we stack some cash over here and not even need Wall Street to raise money? Can you imagine that? Like, there's never been a history in the history of history. I'm sure that the universe, you don't have this type of company. And, again, unique, the most unique company you could ever find, in my opinion, anyway, right? I know your portfolio is red right now, but if you're listening to this show eventually, because he's usually listened after, don't be bogged down. The best is yet to come, okay? I know I've been saying this for a year. Just patient. That's all I could say. But yeah, so again, there's a different reason why the institution doesn't want to get their hands on here. Not because, they don't believe in Brian Cohen, but they need proof. And we got it. We got the proof just last quarter, right? I think last quarter gives people that it's like, okay, yes, now you're profitable. Let's go. Let's partner up. Let's, let's do this. You could, take my $1.5 billion. There you go. Invest. I want an ability to convert to share. It's like, okay, all right. But what's the price? Well, fair market value. VWAP at the time. That's why you see that drop right there, even though it was a good news, right? And nothing but dropping price action right here. And so what happened when you have good news, but the price comes down 30%? Best opportunity ever of your lifetime, 30% discount. Crazy. I don't know how crazy people are, but I feel alone in this world, Thank goodness I have you guys to kind of express my frustration of the world, but because people don't see this, I'm like, okay, all right, let me just go on live and express my opinion on this company. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, I get it. Being a contrarian sometime, it's lonely, but guess what? We have a community. Thank goodness there's Mirans around too. So, I don't feel as lonely. But anyway, so I don't know how long I've been here. Let's see. Next Thursday, other leg down for Bitcoin and S&P. GME will still hold. Okay, at 25. Roy and Kitty will come back and will, okay, all right, you hear it the first on my shows. We've got a forecast, okay? Moonshot. Next year's and smile. Oh man, that would be great, right? Of course, I've been waiting for Roy and Kitty for quite some time. I thought he would be out by now, even before this earnings report. Good, because we did get a hint over here that Brian Cohen was gonna get into Bitcoin, right? For weeks before the announcement. So again, we saw this coming, and I thought, okay, Roy and Kitty probably coming back here. But again, perhaps he was just waiting on this earnings report as well, just to solidify his position and, building his new position up. Perhaps. Who knows what he's doing right now? But of course, I'm curious to see. Or he might sell. He might sell at, 9 million shares already, and then now have to buy it back, right? And that's also possible too. Of course, I have no proof, so I can't say that. But yeah, anything is off. I mean, on the table. Anything is possible in this. I'm still telling people about GameStop. It's too late if they didn't want to listen before. Of course. At work, I try to, get them to invest at least something, right? 50 shares, that's all you need, or 100, right? If you can. And especially now with Bitcoin as well, where, they're looking into, increasing their asset and all that stuff. Because inflation, and I think it's going to accelerate. I want him to be aggressive on Bitcoin. You know me, but that's also risky as well. I understand that. But I have much more of a risk tolerance than all of you. I'm sure, not to say that I'm aging all of you or anything like that. I have more time to wait. That's what I'm trying to say. I know Moran's going to hold forever until the end of time. So, who knows? But he have a lot of kids to take care of. So for me, I'm just doing this for myself. That's all. I'm a bit selfish. No kids yet, so we'll see in the future. Okay. Let's see who else. Hey, Anthony, what's up? I got no money to invest. Hey, sentiment is all the same. I went pretty heavy. So you saw my cost average there. So I feel your pain. But it's okay. I mean, the other painful thing too is that I went in XRP as well, and it went down. Regretting doing that. Oh shoot! Somebody called me. Forgot. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, you guys. I feel like. Oh man. Okay. I feel like I have to call her back soon. Yeah. Sorry, you guys. I have to run. Okay. Anthony, have you ever Morans, should I ban you? We don't do that here. Just okay. I'm selling in. Oh, okay. 30. All right, for $30 a share. That's it. All right. That's TA. Okay. All right, so let's end it that note. Appreciate that joke, but we don't do it here, Marantz. I will ban you. Okay? Nah, just kidding. All right, I will have to let you go. Need to call somebody. Pretty important. Try to get something done here. So, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.